Imagine 3 fat chicks jumping into a fucking lake. That is what this whoosh sounded like. Alright, yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Spurse, and in today's video, I have a story for you guys, and this story is the craziest thing that I have ever seen in my life. I don't know if you guys saw the Texas video that I posted recently, and I talked about it a little bit in there, and this is the story of the time I watched a Prius drive straight into a fucking lake. And of course, I am more than proud to say that I witnessed that, especially the fact that I hate Priuses. Being a car guy, I love BMWs and shit, and the whole car community just fucking rapes Priuses. Like, I have never seen a car that looks more like a fucking cheese wedge driving down the road than a fucking Prius. Anyway, guys, this story takes place back in around, I believe it was June. I went to go visit my buddy Gus, who has been in the past couple of videos of mine. He's my buddy from Dallas, Texas, and I actually met that motherfucker on a cruise ship, and now me and him are like best friends. I now live in Texas, actually, on a military base. I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I did join the United States Air Force. That's where I've been the past couple months. I had to go through basic training, and now I'm at technical school at Shepherd's Air Force Base. So, like I said, this story takes place back in around June, March, I don't fucking know. So me and my buddies thought it'd be a good idea to drive down to Texas. It was like a 17, 19-hour drive down there in my 2010 Mercedes C300. And we were super excited, we were pumped up, and we knew that we were going for about a month's time before the trip. And we didn't really think much of it. We're like, all right, we're going to go visit our buddy Gus. We're going to get probably hammered and just have a good time down in Texas while my last few months lasted. Well, anyway, guys, my buddy Gus actually owns a boat, and they have very pretty lakes down here in Texas and very nice cliff jumping spots. So we went multiple days out on the lake. And, you know, just had some fun, drank a little bit, and went cliff jumping. So after about 3 or 4 days of just doing the same thing, getting drunk, going boating and tubing and cliff jumping and all that, we decided for a 4th day. And that's really when shit hit the fan. So anyway, guys, we get the boat hooked up to Gus's trailer and we start heading there. You know, we're not really thinking much of it. It's kind of getting later in the night. And this is where shit starts getting good. So anyway, guys, we get to the boat landing, and I'm helping Gus back the boat into the water. I'm backing it in as he's guiding. And when we get the boat in the water, we have all our shit on the boat, and it's getting late, so we're trying to, like, kind of hurry up and get there so we could have, like, at least a couple hours before it really gets dark outside. So once we get the boat in the water and stuff, everyone gets on the boat, and I drive the truck back up to the parking lot, and I park the truck, hop out, and run back down there. And once I get back on the boat, nothing really crazy is happening yet, but we did spend a little time sitting at the dock having a conversation with some people, and that's what kind of fucked us at the end of the day. Now, right now, the story may not seem crazy, but this is, like I said, where it starts to get crazy. So we just start to back the boat off the dock, and we have music turned on, we're pulling away, we're getting stuff ready and stuff like that, we're getting the tube tied up and everything, and the next thing we hear is whoosh. Now, I've never heard a bigger whoosh in my fucking life, and it sounded like it was straight out of a goddamn movie. Imagine 3 fat chicks jumping into a fucking lake. That is what this whoosh sounded like. At first, I didn't think much of it. You know, for fuck all I knew, it was a big fucking sperm whale that jumped out of a goddamn lake, but nope, I turned around and it was a fucking cheese wedge. Nose dived right into the lake. You know, at first I thought it was kind of normal. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, my mind's not really comprehending what's actually going on. So I'm like, huh, man, this guy really hates Priuses too. So I'm sitting there screaming, fuck the Prius. I'm thinking this guy's all normal in the head and shit. I don't know why I was thinking he was normal in the head. He just drove his fucking Prius into a lake. Well, I mean, I guess any Prius driver should find that normal. It's its home after all. But anyway, we go up to this motherfucker after kind of comprehending what happened. We're kind of just sitting there like, oh, like did that really just happen? So the first thing, of course, I do and my friends do is pull our fucking phones and take a video of this shit. And, you know, I'm screaming, fuck the Prius. I'll throw some clips into that. I don't know if the audio is going to be good because last time I tried putting phone audio onto Sony Vegas, it fucking distorts the audio and makes it all high pitched and shit. Yeah, so anyway, we go up to this guy and we were actually just trying to be like genuinely nice people, help the guy in the boat after, you know, he just fucking drove his car into a lake. So as his car is sinking, we're helping him on the boat and Here's where things kind of started to seem off. He was holding onto the car and the boat at the same time, calling himself fucking Superman or some bullshit. And we're like, okay, that's not normal, but like at the same time it is, because he drives a Prius. So after he gets on the boat, we're kind of like cheering and shit. Everyone at dock and shore is cheering because, you know, like he just drove his car into the lake. Like, what the fuck else would you do other than cheer? So we offer this motherfucker to go cliff jumping, thinking that he's still in a normal state of mind. You know, he's kind of acting a little normal, but like the thing that made us really know something was fucked up is when he pushed one of my friend's brothers back in his seat. And we're like, holy shit, like, okay, maybe he just slipped up. And then he asked my buddy Gus for his phone. And this is when shit hit the fucking fan. Like, the whole story, like, the craziest thing I've seen isn't the Prius driving into the water. Like, I kind of expect that, you know, because it's a Prius. But this motherfucker asked for my buddy Gus's phone. Get my buddy Gus, like, we still don't know this guy's in a normal state of mind. So he hands him his phone, and he claims that he's going to make a phone call. And then he said he's like fucking invincible or something, and then tosses that bitch right in the water. Bloop. Sounded nothing like the Prius going in. Like this thing sounded like a little fucking raindrop compared to the 3 fat bitches jumping in the water. Anyway, so once he throws his phone in the water, we all kind of just like go to a dead silence and kind of just stare at the water. And I'm like, yo, Gus, was that your phone? And he's like, yeah, that was my phone, bro. And after that, I've never seen my buddy Gus so pissed in his life. He got beat fucking red. And Texans, I don't know if you know them, they're the most hardcore people you'll fucking meet, but at the same time, they're the nicest people you'll meet. So I've never seen this motherfucker so pissed off in the many times that we have hung out, and he was beat red. He punches this guy straight in his face, knocks him on his ass, his back bends over the fucking boat. My buddy Gus picks his ass up and throws him off the boat. So at this point, we're all pissed off because we're like, Gus is like one of our best friends, and like he didn't deserve to have his phone fucking thrown in the water. I mean, sure, we got some good clips and shit. So after that, we're like, okay, we're gonna go beat the shit out of this guy. At this point, we're about 150 feet out from the thing, as you guys could tell from the video. So we parked the boat on the dock, and there's a bunch of people watching at this point. We're threatening him. We had like 7 of us and him. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. It turns out this guy was tripping on acid, and that's the whole reason he was doing this. He was having like a bad trip or some bullshit. So anyway, we get the boat back to shore, and we're threatening him. People are like, no, like it's not worth it. Like yeah, we get like what he did, but like you guys aren't gonna win the case. So at this point, we're just following him while the cops are being called. Other people are calling the cops and like taking videos and shit, and like I was taking videos. Like I don't know, like the only person not taking videos was Gus, because you know he got his fucking phone thrown in the lake. So we're following him. The cops show up actually, and well, everything was normal at first. The cop was just asking him, because technically you're not committing a crime by driving your car into a lake apparently. What the crime was assaulting a police officer, because he was throwing water at him, threatening the cop and shit, and like trying to run away. So the cop pulls out his fucking taser, and I have videos of this too. I don't know if I have the video of him pulling the taser, but I know I have videos of him being tackled to the ground. So the cop runs and tackles this motherfucker to the ground, puts him in handcuffs, and the guy is still like unaware of what the fuck is going on. Like he's still tripping and shit. And he gets put back in the cop car, and people are like chirping him and shit, like just like yelling. This is another fucking crazy part of this story. I found this guy's phone while later that night, because the cops called a dive team out there to get the car out, especially because it was only, I believe it was only like 20 feet down right there. So a dive team came out, spotted the car, and then a tow truck. He went and hooked a tow up to the Prius. So what I did was, I don't know if you guys know this or not, on Apple you could swipe over and hit view and reply to someone's messages, and I saw his girlfriend texted him. So I swiped over and replied to his girlfriend, gave her my snap, added her, and then we met up later that night, and I gave the phone back. So I just gave the phone back, and then she had to deal with her shit from there. You know, I've done a lot of crazy shit from the stories that I tell on here, and I know, like, I don't really tell many. I have a lot more stories to tell, but I have some crazy ass shit that happens to me. Like, I'm like, do other people go through shit like this? Like, I mean, like, I've almost died a couple times, like, doing stupid things. I'm like, well, goddamn. I will 100% keep making these, because this is really all I have to do in my free time is record and edit these videos. So anyway, guys, I got a brand new microphone. I got a Razer Siren X to replace my Blue Snowball, because I actually didn't have that shipped to me when I got all my stuff, like my PS4 and my laptop. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video.